I don't want me on here. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the class instead because I don't like me being on here. Okay, so we're going to go through the answer to this one that cut off before. So this one is the last question of the myth of Narcissus. So you had to do part A, the shared theme, and then for part B, you had to select one from each passage, and here is the answer to that. So please read through your rationale. We have D. Both passages highlight the idea that things are not as they appear. Narcissus believes his reflection is another person and falls in love, and Dorian appears to be physically young, but his true age, older than he appears, is reflected in the painting. Now, for the supports, it was the first one for part B or for passage 1 and the first one of passage 2. All right, so we actually discussed that in class because I had the video stopped. So, all right, so going to the next passage about the motion pictures. So if you guys will scroll down and catch up with me here, we have the motion pictures by the National Park Service. And then we have the longest title ever revealed, How an Unknown Frenchman Works in Leeds. May be the man who really invented the motion picture, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So question 28.
We don't have restricted questions.
I don't know how that's possible. Because I literally scanned in the test, so I don't know why it does that. Okay, so let's do it anyway. Question 28. Look up here online or on the smartboard. Which sentence from paragraph 2 describes Edison's motivation for developing motion pictures? So why did he? Okay, this is one where you would highlight the sentence from the paragraph. So I'm going to read that paragraph. Look up at the screen. Sigh. In October 1888, Edison wrote, I am experimenting upon an instrument which does for the eye what phonograph does for the ear. Actually, motion pictures only seem to move. A modern movie camera takes still pictures like regular camera does. However, it takes 24 of these pictures or frames per second. When you show these pictures at a very fast rate, they look like they had been moving. Even before Edison's work on movies, this basic idea had already been developed by a British photographer named Edward Muybridge. He wanted to prove that when a horse ran, all 4 of its legs could be up in the air at once. By taking several photos very fast, Muybridge proved his point. So this is just citing textual evidence to support analysis. Which one do you think is the reason for Edison's motivation for developing motion pictures? What was a reason? Phones away, guys. Anybody want to make a guess here? What would be a reason? This is a level 1 question. Level 1. Supposed to be the easiest. All right, here we go. This is the answer. In October 1888, Edison wrote, I'm experimenting upon an instrument which does for the eye what the phonograph does for the ear. All right, so you didn't have that one. Let's look at, here's all the different options for that one. Question 29. You have this one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Question 29. Which idea is introduced in paragraph 3? So we know we have to look there. And further developed in paragraph 4. So it's talked about in 3, further developed in 4. This is a level 2 question analyzing how a text makes connections among and distinctions between individuals, ideas, and events. A, the appeal of Edison's invention was widespread. B, Edison created new inventions based on his failures. C, a series of Edison's inventions resulted in the first movie theater. D, Edison was motivated to work on inventions in order to make money. Scrolling down, it is C. So please read, if you missed it, read why you missed it. For C, these paragraphs show how Edison's inventions evolved into the development of a modern day movie theater. Speaking of that, is our movie theater opening back up?
Yeah.
It's been like open and closed like every day.
I heard that it wasn't opening.
In Cambridge?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was close.
but is it closed permanently?
I don't know. It's open in Greenville under that.
Okay, so question 30. Do you have question 30?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Select one claim that is unsupported by the information in passage 1. So it's a sentence that would not be in passage 1. Edison was one of the inventors of motion pictures, but he should not get all the credit. Other inventors in different parts of the world made important discoveries as well. For just one example, in 1896, Thomas Armat and Francis Jenkins designed the Phantascope. This early movie projector showed the film on a screen so that a room full of people could watch at the same time. Edison bought the rights to this machine and started making his own projectors. The Lumiere brothers in France were also extremely important in the development of movies. Other inventors also helped find pieces of the puzzle. This is 1 point, and you have to delineate and evaluate the argument and specific claims. This is a level 2 question. Which one do you think? What did you put? The Lumiere brothers sentence. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a different one? Here we go. This is for full credit. This is the only sentence that you could have had highlighted. The Lumiere brothers in France were also extremely important in the development of movies. Now here's all the breakdown, of course, of that one. Question 31. How do paragraphs 12 and 18 contribute to the overall meaning of passage 2? These kind of questions drive me crazy, but, let's wake up. Hello.
Hello.
Brendan. Good morning. All right, so how do paragraphs 12 and 18 contribute to the overall meaning of passage 2? A, by suggesting that Louis Le Prince could not handle the pressure of being the inventor of motion pictures. B, by suggesting that Louis Le Prince's disappearance caused his invention of motion pictures to be overlooked. There are a few answers for that. C, by revealing that Louis Le Prince did not actually want people to know about his invention of motion pictures. D, by revealing that Louis Le Prince did not get the opportunity to collaborate with Thomas Edison inventing motion pictures. This is analyzing the detail and a structure of a specific paragraph, and it is B. These paragraphs indicate that Louis Le Prince did not challenge Edison's claims, and that until a documentary about Le Prince's role in inventing motion pictures was largely unknown. So read your rationale if you missed it. Question 32, here's a part A and a part B. That means you have to get part A to get part B. I'm going to take that phone if it gets out again more time. All right, so what is the perspective of the author of passage 2 on this topic? So that means, what's the author think? Which one of these would be correct by what the author wrote? Which one is the way the author must feel about that? So who had A? The author suggests Edison actually learned all about cameras from Louis Le Prince. B, the author thinks Edison should not be seen as the original inventor. C, the author thinks that Edison was part of a large group of collaborators who invented motion pictures. Or D, thinks Edison and Lumiere brothers drew the ideas from Louis Le Prince's inventions. Okay, we have what, A and D, it looks like? Or no, B and D is the two options here. All right, now again, since you have to get this one, part B is dependent on if you get A. So let's see. It was B. The author of passage 2 describes how Louis Le Prince is overlooked in terms of his contributions If you thought D, it says, although LaPrince and Edison and Lumiere brothers are mentioned in passage 2, the passage does not indicate that they drew their ideas from LaPrince's inventions, just that he did it before them. Okay, so the supportive one should be D. This option describes how LaPrince was first to do what others have been credited with. Did anyone get both those? Anybody get A but not B? Okay, so you get at least a point.
I picked C for some.
Is this the last one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is the last one. The other one was the actual rubric or the prompt that you guys evaluated already around the room.